Hi, and welcome back. What we're going to do today, or in this video, is perform operations on polynomials. And in this case, we're going to factor trinomials with a leading coefficient of 1. All right. So let's first of all talk about the sign rules. Okay. If the last sign is positive, look at your middle term, your middle sign, your middle term sign. If it's positive, then both your signs in parentheses are positive. If it's negative, then both your signs will be negative. Okay? If your last sign is negative, your signs will be opposites, one positive and one negative. Look at your middle term. If it's positive, then your largest number is positive. If it's negative, then your largest number is negative. Now, just remember, as you're doing this, I'm going to be referring back to it because it may be a little overwhelming right now. So let's do this. All right. And we need to always check for a GCF, a greatest common factor. All right, so for A, we have x squared plus 12x plus 32. X squared doesn't have a coefficient, so we don't have a GCF. All right, so what we're going to do, since this sign is positive and this sign is positive, then we know our parentheses are both going to be plus and plus. All right, since we have x squared, we know that both of them in the first spot is going to be x and x. So now 32. What is going to multiply to give us 32 and add up to give us 12? Okay, if you don't know right off, that's okay, because you can start at 1, you can find all the factors of 32. Okay, so we have, I'm going to do that for the first one, 1 and 32, 2 and 16. 3 won't go in, 4 and 8. 5 doesn't, 6 doesn't, 7 doesn't, then we're going back around. Okay, so we want to add up to give us 12. No, that's going to give us 33. That's going to give us 18, and that will give us 12. So what we're going to fill in our blanks are going to be 4 and 8. So our answer will be x plus 4 and x plus 8. And that's your final answer. Now you can always check this by multiplying. And if you have a question about multiplying, just refer back to the video earlier in this 9 weeks. All right. So now for B, our last sign is negative. So since our last sign is negative, we know that our signs are going to be positive and minus, plus and minus. So it's going to be x plus and x minus. All right. So, because we don't have a GCF, I should have asked that first, but we don't have a GCF. So now we're going to ask ourselves, you want it to multiply to be our last number. We want two numbers that multiply to give us 60. And since our signs are opposite, we're going to subtract to give us 11. Okay. We have 1 and 60, 2 and 30, 3 and 20, 4 and 15, 5 and 12, and 6 and 10. And none of the others will go. Okay, so then we're going to subtract to get 11. So now let's subtract. This gives us 59. Okay, 28. And it doesn't really matter whether you have it positive or negative, because we're going to finish this over here. Okay, 3 and 20 is going to be 17. 4 and 15 is 11. Oops, that's what we're looking for. 4 and 15. All right, so then since our middle term is positive, we want our largest number to be plus. So x plus 15, x minus 4. And that's your final answer. All right, now for C. Y squared minus 9y plus 20. Okay, since our last sign is plus, look at your middle term. Since the sign's plus, then both signs will be the same. Our middle term is negative. So both signs will be minus. So y minus and y minus. We want two numbers that multiply to give us 20 and add up to give us 9. All right. So what multiplies to give us 20? We have 1 and 20, 2 and 10, 3 and 3. No. I'm sorry. I was looking at 9. 4 and 5. And then we go back around. So those numbers that add up to give us 20 is going to be 4 and 5. That add up to give us 9. I'm sorry. When we multiply them, we get 20. All right. So since both signs are the same, it doesn't matter where you put each one. And that's your final answer. Now, it's important that you know how to do this. So please be sure to write questions down that you may have, because you're definitely going to want to know how to do this for the next lesson as well. All right. So for D, check for a GCF. No, we don't have one, because our leading coefficient is 1 and all terms don't have a variable. Since this last sign is minus 24, you know that your signs are going to be plus and minus. Since that's x squared, I'm going to drop an x right here and here. All right, so we want two numbers that multiply to give us 24. And since the signs are opposite, we're subtracting to get 5. Do you know what that could be? How about 6 and 4? No. Well, if you don't know, let's start from the beginning. 1 and 24. 2 and 12. 3 and 8. Oh, there we go. 3 minus 8 is going to give me 5. So your answer should be 3 and 8. Okay? Since your middle term is minus, your largest number is going to be subtraction. So x minus 8, x plus 3. That's your final answer. Okay? Be sure to check these and make sure you know that you are correct. And to check them, do your box method. X plus 3, x minus 8. Multiply to get in, add to get out. So x squared, 3x, negative 8x, negative 24. X squared, minus 5x, minus 24. Is that what we started with? Yes. So we know our answer is correct. So you can do that every time and make sure you get them right. Now for our final example. Can we take out a GCF? Yes, I think 4 will go into everything. And we also have y's in every term as well. So I'm not only going to take out a 4, I'm taking out a 4y. Then I'm going to get y squared plus 13y plus 42. We already took out the y. So we want two numbers that multiply to give us 42 and add up to give us 13. So I'm going to say 6 and 7. 6 times 7 is 42. 6 plus 7 is 13. So it's going to be 6 and 7. All right. Since both signs are plus, you know that your parentheses are going to be plus. Okay. So we have y plus 6, y plus 7. And don't forget, this is the important part, don't forget your 4y. All right. And that's your final answer. And remember, you can plug that into your box to check. Thank you.